Hey guys, Hotshot here, and welcome back once again to another Texas Chainsaw Massacre video. And today, the update for April 30th just came out today, which is today, obviously. And you know, the Blackout cosmetics for everyone in the game got one except like Bubba and Virginia. But pretty much, I was playing a few games today and just wanted to give my thoughts about it so far to kind of give like my own insight about it. So, without further ado, let's just dive into it. And you know, something interesting about this update was finally, and I mean when I say this finally, is that Cook and Hitchhiker finally got outfits. You know, it's been a long year, I would say, for them to finally add outfits. I had my assumptions that like the reason why they didn't get any outfits was because of like a license issue, considering, you know, Bubba, Hitch, and Cook are licensed characters, and Johnny and Sissy are original characters from the movies, and they had like a few, like, I can't even talk, had a bunch of Easter eggs in some of the other films. But you know, it's kind of one of those things where it's like they finally have outfits. And honestly, I'll be honest with you, this is probably the best Blackout outfit compared to any other one in the game. Cook has the best one, and it's just fucking awesome that he finally has one. You know, Hitchhiker's is pretty good as well. I think Cook's has a better detail to him, because he's like, you could run like the Blackout outfit on Cook and then have like the yellow pencil looking weapon skin on Cook's broomstick. And you can basically make him look like a teacher, or he can be someone that works at Olive Garden. It fits his character perfectly. So I'm gonna say that right now. So that's like the good parts about it. Now, for the rest of the characters, you know, Hitchhiker has a pretty good one. Johnny's is okay. Nancy's definitely is pretty good, but Sissy's has like the worst one, because really, when you look at her outfit and the default outfit that she has, you can see the differences. They just took out like the white and like texture to it, and they just like, it's still there on the skin, but it's just darkened a bit, and you can't really tell the difference. So I think that skin was pretty lazy. I wish they hopefully they rework it a little bit, give like the darkness to it. But other than that, when you look at the victim side, Connie's isn't really that good, in my personal opinion. I've seen a lot of people not like that one. I mean, there's some that obviously do because they're Connie mains, but for me, I don't like it. Sunny and Leland have the best ones. Anna's is pretty decent, but lacks a little bit. Danny's isn't really my favorite either, and Julie's is just pretty much the same as like her one of her recolors. So I think the victims kind of lacked a little bit. I definitely think they nailed it with Cook having the best one. That's just my opinion. I think the outfits are great additions to the game that they added, but some of them could use a little bit more work. Now, when we look at all that aside, right now, when we look at the balancing that they did with this patch, you know, it took, or first, before I get into that, you know, it almost took an hour for this update to come out. Like, I woke up at like 6 or 7 almost, and I was ready for the update today. It got on at 8, and it took like 55 minutes for this patch to come out. Like, I'm not lying, 8 o'clock to 8:55. That's how long this patch took, because they said it was supposed to come out at 8 a.m. and it took like 55 minutes for the actual patch to roll. All the other consoles and other platforms had it, but Xbox didn't have it. So I don't know if Xbox was taking a dump, but you know, it is what it is. Now let's talk about balancing. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this right now, in the current state of the game, this is very family-sided. And the reason why I say this, and keep in mind I play 50-50, I'm not like an entitled little shit who like plays one side only. I want you guys to understand that with this patch, you know, Scout is just fucking broken right now, considering you move at 15% movement speed with 10% stamina regeneration deduction. And it just kind of goes to show that their initial thing was they were going to look into Scout. And I thought originally they were going to nerf Scout, because it definitely needed the nerf. And my initial thought was, okay, if they're going to nerf Choose Flight, then Scout definitely needs a nerf then too, right? Right? Well, I guess not. Scout on Leatherface is just disgusting, and honestly, I honestly thought that they were going to remove Scout on Leatherface, Hitchhiker, Johnny, Sissy, and just keep it only on Cook and Nancy, considering they're the only slowest family members in the game. And honestly, I thought they were going to do it that way, because Scout right now on Leatherface is just so broken, because he can literally just move around the map within seconds, and obviously he's fast. But keep in mind, though, he's just moving around like crazy, and just like when you start revving, you're just moving so fast that it's just insane for him just to catch up to people. Like right now, Scout is just so fucking broken. I feel like only Nancy and Cook really need it, because all the other family members already move at a decent pace. I think Sissy should be looked into a little bit more, because I think she's a little bit slow without it. But again, Sissy's a chaser. You know, she should move fast. I don't know if it's a bug or just whatever, but when I take Scout off as Sissy, she feels a little bit way too slow. But with Hitchhiker, he definitely doesn't need it either. He already moves at a decent pace. Like, I was playing games today, and I've seen Hitchhikers and like using Scout, and it was just insane. They were catching up like mega fast. And again, I just don't feel like those characters need it. I only feel like Nancy and Cook really need it because they're slow as shit. So that's a problem. Grappler and Empowered and Choose Fight, you know, Grappler with the now only doing 30% more like effective towards winning a grapple now. If that perk feels good right now, in a sense, to where it's not like terrible, but it's you can feel the nerf to it because it's not as fast. But I did 50 strength with Choose Fight and Efficient Grappler and Stunt Double on Leland today, and I noticed the difference. It still ends fast. I also had a build with Grappler, Efficient Grappler, and Stunt Double with 50 strength. I can still feel it's still kind of fast, but again, I still feel like for me, I would have brought back the insta-kill mechanic, and then as soon as the victim wins the iframe, or when he wins the close encounter, he gets iframes until the animation ends. So that's something that I hope one day they kind of revisit, because I think the insta-kill was fair, because it's like you're struggling within the grapple animation, but you shouldn't you shouldn't die instantly if you win the close encounter, because it's like you should give victims some iframes until the animation ends. And that's just something that I feel like they should have went with that route. In my personal opinion, that's something that they should have done. Also, right now, Victim kind of feels a little bit underwhelming. Now, Family is the more powerful role, which is fine, but it's just right now it's Scout. If they just removed it off of everyone else and only Cook and Nancy ran it, I think the balance would be a little bit more fair. Because right now everyone's just running Scout, and it's just fucking obnoxious. Because like you cannot run Leatherface. Cook pretty much got a buff. Nancy pretty much got a buff in that sense. But you know, without Scout on any of the other characters, they don't feel like, I don't know. It's just, I think Scout was just buffed over too much. If they just, again, made it only 10% instead of fucking 15, which is nuts, with only like less stamina regeneration time or whatever, it's just kind of nuts on Leatherface, because he doesn't rely on stamina. He just relies on a meter for him to overhead and whatever and stuff. So honestly, Scout with Hysterical Strength is going to be really good, because right now with Hysterical Strength, you know, every time you're low the threshold of trying to gain, like, I think 15 or 20% damage when you're low on stamina, you get the buff. But however, with Scout, you know, it actually buffs Hysterical Strength because it takes longer for you to regenerate your stamina. So this patch feels very interesting, but at the same time, I feel like it's definitely more family-sided than victim-sided, in my personal opinion. That's just me. Considering I play both sides, I just see the bullshit for, you know, victims too right now, so I feel bad for them. But overall, I think the patch definitely helped the game out a little bit, so hopefully they continue to improve more and more over time. It's going to take a couple of weeks to figure out what they're going to do in the meantime, so hopefully more things like this start to improve, and hopefully better outfits come down the road. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one, and as always, stay groovy.